She'd been warned about it. Every travel guide, every forum, every YouTube vlog had mentioned it, drilled it into her brain. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared her for the tropic warmth that wrapped around her the moment she stepped out of the Cebu International Airport. It was like a sauna with laughter. That was the second thing she noticed. Everywhere she looked, people were smiling. That didn't exist in Moscow. Not at 9 a.m., not at 3 p.m., not ever. Back home, smiling was something you did for family photos and job interviews. Here, people smiled at her like it cost them nothing. She wasn't sure how to react, so she did what any confused foreigner would do. She clutched the handle of her pastel pink suitcase, held her chin high, and walked like she wasn't utterly overwhelmed. Her blue eyes dazzled under the tropical sunlight. Her long blonde hair, braided to the side, caught the breeze and gave her an almost cinematic glow. If she'd been in a movie, the scene would have frozen with a whisper saying, she didn't know it yet. But her life was about to become something else. The digital nomad lifestyle had brought her here. Post-breakup healing had pushed her the rest of the way. She wanted distance, freedom, tropical sunsets, and something no Moscow skyscraper could give her. She wanted color. And right now, standing on a street bustling with people, vendors selling fruit juice in plastic bags, taxi drivers waving at tourists, and locals yelling in 3 different languages at once, she had found it. Her cousin Vera had lived in Cebu for years and raved about it. The beaches, the people, the food, the chaos that somehow felt like community. She especially mentioned the jeepneys. Jeepneys are very Filipino, Vera had told her during their last video call, sitting in her bamboo-themed dining room while fanning her face. Colorful, chaotic, confusing, but you'll never forget your first ride. Alina thought she was exaggerating. Then she saw one, a jeepney, parked beside a coconut stand, gleaming in the sunlight like a metal beast covered in stickers, paintings, and Bible verses. It had Jesus is King painted on the front in golden letters, right beside a decal of Spider-Man. It looked like a disco, a church, and a pickup truck got stuck in a blender and no one bothered to turn it off. Her lips parted. She was in love. She rolled her suitcase closer and stared. The vehicle looked like something straight out of the most unpredictable dream she'd ever had. A Filipino man with a towel hanging around his neck and a cap that said "Boss" shouted as she approached. Colon! Colon! Ayala! Ayala, sakay lang, miss. She blinked. Sakay lang? Ride, miss. Ride, sakay. She nodded slowly. She could work with this. The barkeep, also known as the dispatcher, opened his arm toward the rear of the vehicle, smiling at her with teeth as bright as the vehicle's paint job. Pasok po, miss. Po again. What was this magic word? It followed her throughout the airport like a friendly ghost. She climbed in, ducking her head. Her hair nearly brushed the little plastic rosaries hanging from the ceiling. As she sat, she avoided bumping into a stack of shiny coins held together with a rubber band on the seat. She looked up and realized everyone was staring at her. 4 high school girls on the left, a tricycle driver carrying a box of pandesal, a middle-aged woman holding a massive bag of green mangoes, and an older man with sunglasses and a polo shirt unbuttoned to the chest, grinning from ear to ear. They were all looking at her the way someone looks at a celebrity sighting in a McDonald's. "Hi, Po," one of the students said shyly. Alina smiled, trying not to seem nervous. "Hello," the old man with the sunglasses cracked a grin. "Russian?" She blinked. Yes," he tapped the girl beside him. "Sabi ko na eh, Russian. Nakita ko sa TikTok, maraming Russian sa Siargao." The girl giggled like he just said a spell. Alina understood none of it, but she caught the word Russian and felt a strange mix of pride and discomfort. The jeepney suddenly rumbled. The driver tapped a coin against the metal bar 3 times, signaling departure. No announcement. No seatbelts. Just motion wind rushed in from the back. The city outside felt like a movie. Bustling vendors, jeepneys honking, motorbikes swerving, roosters crowing in the distance, even though they were not on a farm. She couldn't help it. She smiled. This was chaotic, wild, beautiful. The mango lady beside her adjusted her bag and glanced at Alina. "First time po?" "Yes," she said with a laugh. "First time po." The woman smiled wide, revealing gold-capped teeth. "Welcome to Filipinos." Alina nodded. "Thank you, Po." There it was again. Po. It followed every word like a polite butterfly. She looked around, took it in, and noticed something new. People were passing folded bills to the front, one by one. They weren't walking up to the driver. They were just raising their arms and handing bills across the line of seats, trusting each person to pass it forward. It was like a human conveyor. Belt of honesty, a young boy beside her extended his hand with a 10 peso coin and motioned gently for her to follow. Bayad. Po, he said. She didn't get it. What? He pointed to the front. Fair, Po. Ah. She fumbled inside her small bag and pulled out a 100 peso bill. Nervous, she was already messing this up. But she swallowed her fear, handed it to the boy, and watched. Amazed, as the money floated forward, seat to seat until someone, probably the driver, made change and sent coins. Clinking backward like rain, they landed in her palm. She studied the coins like treasure. The mango lady nodded at her. That's your sukli po. Change po, she nodded back. Thank you, she was learning. But then, the jeepney approached a terminal. One of the high school girls tapped the ceiling and shouted, Lugerlang! Before hopping off with her bag and a plastic cup of Milo. Alina watched as she left a small pile of coins by the front and walked away without looking back. No talking. No paying the driver directly. Just leave money and go? She thought about it for a moment. She wanted to do this right. She wanted to be polite and also show gratitude. Her cousin had told her Filipinos loved kindness. She wanted to leave a good impression. She took her wallet. She dug inside. She found a 20 peso bill. Then, feeling extra generous and wanting to show gratitude, she added a 50 peso bill beside it, folded them together, and when the jeepney stopped at Maritime Terminal, she smiled, tapped the driver's shoulder lightly, and said, This is for you, for tip. Thank you, Po. Time froze. The mango lady blinked. The driver blinked. Even the rosaries hanging from the ceiling stopped swaying. Then, like someone flipped a switch, everyone exploded. Laughter. Full, loud, belly-deep laughter that echoed across the terminal. The tricycle driver wiped tears from his eyes. The teenage boy slapped his knee and yelled, Bruh, she tipped the driver! A vendor outside the jeepney literally poked his head inside and asked why everyone was laughing. And they told him, and he laughed too. Someone in the back shouted, Ma'am, wala pong tip sa jeepney. Fixed fare po yan. The driver, still holding the bills, shook his head in disbelief. No tip, ma'am. No tip po, but thank you. Very much po. His voice was kind. His eyes were warm. He wasn't rejecting her. He was explaining, teaching, opening a door. She felt her face flush, not with embarrassment, but with realization. She was new here. She didn't know the rules. But instead of rejecting her, they welcomed her mistake like it was something to share, not hide. The mango lady nudged her gently, smiling with gold teeth again. Don't worry, ma'am. You made us laugh. That's good gift. And for the first time since she'd landed in Cebu, Alina felt something new inside her, a warmth deeper than the tropical heat connection. Even when you fail here, she thought, people fail with you and laugh with you. And that was when she knew she wasn't in a foreign place anymore. She was home. Alina stepped off the jeepney with a new kind of energy buzzing around her. Not embarrassment, not confusion, but something she hadn't expected to feel so quickly after arriving in a foreign country. A sense of belonging. She adjusted the strap of her bag, looked back at the driver, who still smiled like she had given him the best comedy material for the year, and gave him one last awkward wave. Salamat po, she said. He nodded back, hand still clutching the bills she had tried to tip him with. Ingats po, ma'am. She only understood 3 words out of that. Po, again. Something that sounded like ingat and ma'am. But it didn't matter. The tone told her everything. Be safe. Be careful. You're welcome here. She walked toward the terminal, rolling her suitcase over uneven pavement, and inhaled the smell of street food frying somewhere nearby, something garlicky that her stomach immediately approved of. She paused for a moment, looked up at the sky. Bright, open, blue. Nothing like Moscow's heavy gray winters, and she breathed in deeply. This wasn't just another country she was visiting. It was becoming a feeling. She'd left Russia to escape coldness. Emotional coldness. Professional pressure. The chill that even the best fur coats couldn't warm. And here, without trying, she was already warming up inside. She wasn't sure if it was the weather, the laughter, or the way Filipinos treated strangers like slightly confused cousins. They weren't quite sure how to help, but would help anyway. She wheeled her luggage past the fruit stalls, the sari-sari stores, the jeepney exhaust fumes, and felt a sense of freedom. For the first time in a long time, she didn't feel observed, she felt seen. Her cousin Vera lived in a small but bright apartment a few minutes' walk from the terminal. The path included cracked sidewalks, random stray cats, sari-sari stores blasting OPM hits from the early 2000s, and at least 2 roosters she saw perched on plastic stools, like they were waiting to be interviewed. She dragged her luggage along, feeling the sweat form at the base of her neck, and whispered to herself, "Okay, this is not Moscow." She passed a group of kids playing basketball barefoot. They stopped for a moment, stared at her like she was a movie star who had accidentally walked into their set. Then, at the exact same time, 3 of them waved, like the most synchronized. "Hello, squad on Earth," she waved back. They screamed like she was Taylor Swift. She wasn't sure what just happened. She was very sure she liked it. She turned the corner, found the street her cousin had written on her note, and saw a peach-colored building with bougainvillea crawling up the side, half shaded by coconut trees. It looked like a postcard someone made to apologize for being late to a tropical-themed wedding. She rolled her luggage toward the gate. Before she could ring anything or even figure out what the doorbell situation was, "Alina!" someone shouted. Her cousin burst out of the front door wearing slippers, an oversized t-shirt that said "Bahala na," and holding a glass of iced mango juice like it was a trophy. Vera hadn't changed. Same laugh, same wild energy, same dramatic concern for every minor inconvenience. "You're here! You're alive! You survived, McTan. The taxi drivers didn't overcharge you? You didn't faint from the heat? You didn't get kidnapped by a guy on a motorcycle who offers you cheap island tour?" Alina blinked. "Not yet?" Vera ran to her, hugged her tight, then stepped back with a grin. "Girl, you need aircon, and water, and probably a shower, and chismis. Because, oh my god, I've been waiting." They walked inside. Vera's place was small, like, don't turn suddenly or you'll knock something over small, but charming. Woven wall decors, seashell wind chimes, Kappa's window lamps, and an entire shelf dedicated to instant noodles from around the world. Alina loved it. Already, she dropped her bag and collapsed onto the couch. Vera flopped next to her and gasped. "Okay, tell me everything. From the moment you landed to right now, I want the details. Did someone offer you balut? Did a guy ask if you're single? Did you meet a Filipino named Mark?" "There's always a Mark," Alina exhaled. "I rode a jeepney." Vera's eyes widened. "You what?" "Yes, and I tipped the driver." Vera froze. Then she burst into laughter so intense she fell sideways across the sofa. "Oh my god, no, you didn't. No! Please tell me someone recorded it. You're probably on TikTok right now, like, why, girl, give tip to jeepney driver Filipinos cannot handle." "I don't understand," Alina said, half laughing, half confused. "Why is tipping wrong? In Moscow, we give tips all the time. And in America, why not here?" Vera wiped her eyes. "It's just, oh boy. The tip is not the problem. It's the setting. We don't do tipping for fixed fare rides. Jeepney fare is like sacred math. The moment you disrupt the order, everyone gets confused. And amused. And then jokes. Lots of jokes," she sighed dramatically. "And now you are the joke." Alina leaned back and hugged a pillow. "You know what? I don't mind." They laughed. I laughed. They didn't get angry. That's the thing. Vera nodded. Filipinos rarely get angry at harmless mistakes, especially from foreigners. We just laugh. But you need to learn one thing. She held up a finger. Filipinos love to tease. "What do you mean?" "Oh, girl. I'm saying that one day a random guy will look at you and say, 'Oi, tip mo na.' And it will be a joke. And you will not understand. And then you will panic. And then I will laugh." Alina covered her face with the pillow and groaned. "I'm never living this down." "Correct." Vera nodded. "You will be known as Ate Tip," Alina stared. "No, yes, no, yes." "Vera, you are 8 Tip now. I hate you. You will thank me later. I'm thirsty. I will get you mango juice because you will still love me." Vera got up dramatically. went to the fridge and handed Alina a cold glass like a peace offering. Alina sipped, sighed, then realized something. Hey, what is po? Everyone kept saying it. Even I said it. I have no idea what it means, Vera smiled. Oh, that's easy. She sat down beside her. It means respect. It's like saying sir or ma'am or adding sweetness to your words. It's not always necessary, but using it makes you sound polite. And Filipinos, we love politeness. Oh, Alina said softly. That's beautiful, Vera smirked. Yeah, wait till you hear Oppo. It's like po, but stronger. Like po with bonus respect points, Alina blinked, and what about 8? Someone called me that earlier. Vera choked on her juice. Oh my god, they called you 8? You're one of us now. You got an honorary family title. Is that good? Very. 8 means older sister. Kuya means older brother. Tita means aunt. Tito means uncle. We just add people to our family tree whenever we feel like it. So I'm an older sister. Yep. Even if they are older than you. It's not about age. It's about vibe. Alina smiled. Her heart felt strangely full. Everyone she met today. Strangers, drivers, mango ladies, random kids, even the guy selling phone cases at the corner, treated her like she wasn't a stranger at all, like she had just returned, not arrived. I think, she said slowly, staring at the woven wall decor across the room, I think I'm going to like it here. Vera nudged her gently. You're not just gonna like it, she said. You're gonna fall in love with everything. The people, the chaos, the culture, the jeepneys, the weird English we speak, even the heat. One day it'll feel like home. Alina leaned back, closed her eyes, and let herself believe it. Whatever happened after today, good, bad, confusing, hilarious. She wasn't a tourist. She was a newcomer, and someday, maybe soon, she would belong. The next morning, everything started again, a new jeepney. A new place to explore. A new set of cultural rules she was about to misunderstand in spectacular ways. But that was the thing about the Philippines she was learning. Here, messing up wasn't a crime. It was an invitation to laugh, to learn, to be part of the joke. And if getting laughed at was the price of belonging, Alina decided she was willing to pay, even with a tip. The next few weeks felt like a warm monsoon of new experiences. Liuba couldn't believe how different life was here. She woke up to chickens crowing at sunrise, kids shouting, "Good morning, Ate Liuba!" Before school, and neighbors dropping by with mangoes, unsolicited advice, and the funniest good gossip she'd ever heard. Back in Moscow, her neighbors barely nodded at each other in the elevator. Here, you had to explain why you weren't eating merienda with the lady next door, but she didn't mind. Something about this country softened her defenses, just like its skies. She still couldn't explain how a nation so full of typhoons and storms could stay so warm inside. She was learning to say po and opo to use kuya no matter the age gap. And she discovered she couldn't win a single joke battle with a Filipino without losing and laughing harder. But the jeepney? That thing still intimidated her like a bear in Siberia. Today was special. She had a meeting with immigration about her visa extension, and Miguel offered to help, but Liuba was determined to do it alone. To prove she wasn't just a beautiful tourist refusing to dive into the chaos. She was a strong, independent, 29-year-old woman with confidence, Google Maps, and enough Tagalog to embarrass herself politely. And so she stood at the front of the terminal, newly bought garlic peanuts in one hand, eco bag in the other, and a plan in her mind. No tipping this time. She already learned her lesson. She arrived early, but the jeepney wasn't leaving yet. A few passengers were already seated. An old woman cradling a market basket full of ginger, a student wearing a BTS lanyard and noisily chewing gum, and a barangay officer on his phone. Liuba climbed in and exhaled. She was doing this, alone, successfully, until a little boy jumped in and sat beside her, with the dirtiest hands she'd ever seen. "Hi, Po Ate," he said cheerfully, not caring that he left a tiny mud stain on her tote bag. "Ah, hi. Po," Liuba replied slowly, her smile stiff. "You're Russian," the kid said, delighted, pointing at her like she was a TikTok celebrity. She laughed. "Yes. Are you here to marry a Filipino?" he asked instantly, and the whole jeepney burst into laughter. Yes, 100% Filipino timing. Liuba turned bright red. No, I visa meeting lang. Immigration," the barangay officer beside them said. Good luck, Po. Haba ng pila dun. The student made a dramatic sigh of agreement. More waiting than Love Life Co. The jeepney finally started moving, and Liuba felt her whole body relax. She did it. She was on her way. She was blending in. No one was staring at her. No one was pressuring her to speak perfect Tagalog. She was just passing through, like everyone else. She reached into her tote bag and felt the familiar weight, her coin purse. She held it carefully. I won't tip this time. I know the rules. I'm local na. But then, the kid sitting beside her sneezed, loudly, twice, then wiped his nose with the back of his hand. Liuba blinked and smiled. She opened her bag and took out a small packet of tissues. For you, she said, giving the boy a gentle look. He took it, stunned. Thank you, Pa. Ang bango. Liuba felt a tiny ache in her chest. Same ache she felt the first time she watched the neighborhood kids play habulan barefoot on gravel. The ache that made her hand over ice water to Miguel's mother, even when she didn't ask for anything. The ache that made her heart skip whenever someone called her Ate or Ma'am Liuba with so much warmth it almost felt holy. She didn't realize it, but she was shedding her fear of being out of place. She was becoming part of the loud, messy, warm rhythm of this country. As they drove past a row of sari-sari stores, a street basketball game, and a roasting lechon stand, she felt a deep sense of calm. Like she was exactly where she was supposed to be. Then it hit her. Her stop was coming up. She tapped the handle twice, just like she practiced. Para po? The driver nodded through the mirror. She exhaled. Almost there. She gathered her things, grabbed her eco bag, and reached into her coin purse, and froze. She didn't have small bills. She only had a crisp 1,000 peso note. Her heart dropped into her stomach. She couldn't tip. She knew she couldn't tip. But if she paid with 1,000, the entire terminal might not just laugh this time, they might throw a fiesta. Miss... Malaki po yan, the student whispered from across the jeepney, seeing the note. The barangay officer tried to help, offering to exchange smaller bills. But he only had 500s. Same problem. Ay naku, the kid beside her said. You need Kuya Bank. And before she could ask what that meant, the driver pulled over and shouted, Ma'am! No choice but change sa terminal na lang. Wag ka pong magtip. The entire jeepney burst into the loudest laughter yet. Liuba wanted to crawl into a hole and never come out. Her face heated up so fast she could feel it burn. But I don't want to tip. I swear, she blurted out, half laughing, half crying. Eh di huwag, the old woman said, eyes kind. Ano ka ba? Welcome to the Philippines. Everyone stopped laughing, and just like that, Liuba felt the lump in her throat dissolve. She bit her lip, nodded softly and whispered, Salamat po. The jeepney stopped at the terminal. The whole group got out with her. A random kuya took her bill and ran to a store to get change. The kid with dirty hands waved goodbye. The barangay officer offered her umbrella shade. She didn't tip that day, but something else happened instead. They welcomed her, not just as a passenger, but as someone who belonged. Later that night, as she sat with Miguel at a street food stall, silog steaming in front of them and tricycle engines humming in the background, she told him everything. And when she reached the part about the 1,000 peso bill, he almost choked on the egg. You tipped the jeepney driver on your first day, and today you nearly tipped the whole terminal? Almost, she said, eyes gleaming. Miguel wiped tears of laughter from his eyes. You are, he said, breathless. Exactly the kind of chaos this country needs. Liuba didn't disagree. She just gazed up at the stars, warm, messy, close, and real, like everything here, like everyone here, like herself, maybe, now. And she thought, maybe I didn't just come here to escape the cold. Maybe I was always meant to melt.